It's K97.5, real hip hop and R&B. I am your girl RoyalTea. That's Big T, not the little one. And today I have the beautiful Rosemarie in the building with me. How are
I
you?
am amazing.
Oh,
I'm so
listen.
happy to be here.
First of all, I just want to say you came in, you gave me an Easter basket. You didn't just warm my little heart already, okay? But you just left Charlotte. You were doing a show out there in Charlotte. How did that go?
So I'm on Aaron Ray's Phases tour. I'm his opener, and we were in Charlotte last night at the Underground, and it was so beautiful, so special. Like I just felt so received, and there was a few sound technical difficulties, and everybody was just so patient and encouraging and supportive. So shout out to y'all because that was a time. A time was had.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed myself, truly.
So definitely getting some love from out here in North Carolina. Love it. For those who don't know you, they may not be familiar with you. Can you give us a little bit of insight on your musical background? You know, how you got started, that style of music?
Yeah, of course. So I'm from LA. I was born there. I did move around a lot, so I always say I can't claim like LA, like I'm from the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a little different. It's a complex story. But yeah, I've been surrounded by music my entire life. I always say I was probably singing before I could talk.
Wow.
And I've always had a special relationship with expressing myself through words and like writing them down. So I sang my whole childhood, and then in about 2016, I decided I wanted to try to take music seriously, and I started uploading covers to Instagram, and a couple of those covers went viral, and I was able to connect with my independent label Bird Vision. Shout out to Bird Vision. And then they kind of just help me continue to grow and build, and keep putting me in the studio and working on my first EP, Synergy. And then I ended up signing with Interscope in 2020, and releasing that EP in 2021. And now we're on the new one, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Recut,
Period.
featuring my new single with Roddy Ricch, Is It Real? I also have a song on there with Kaylin For Real. And yeah, just brick by brick. I mean, music has been a huge part of my life, my upbringing. It's always been one of those things that I felt like was a constant in my life. And I always say, like, I didn't choose music, it chose me, because I felt like I had to run away from it, and I felt like I had to choose other things. And when I was a kid, I felt like being an artist was like so far-fetched, like it only happened to like one in a million. You know what I'm saying? So by the grace of God, I'm here right now, and I couldn't be happier. So
Yeah. I love it. Speaking of that track with Roddy Ricch, because we've been spinning that one heavy. I ain't gonna lie to you. We have. It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So can you tell me, how did that collab happen?
Yeah, for sure. So Roddy is on Bird Vision as well. And so I've known him for a handful of years. I've been lucky enough to sort of see his career take off and him accomplish all these amazing, beautiful things. And so we had made some music in the past, and, that was just kind of that. And then, it was just time for us to kind of try to get back in and see what that would sound like as the versions of ourselves now, like where we're at currently with his artistry, with my artistry. It's obviously been, like I had mentioned, some years in between. So definitely some personal growth, artistic growth. And so I had pulled up on him one night at the studio, and he had set aside some stuff for me to listen to that he thought I might like. And Is It Real was the first thing that he played. And it just struck me in such a different way. And I felt like I was just super, not that I'm not ever impressed by him, because he's so impressive.
Right.
He's amazing. He's creative. He's just, I can't say enough great things about him. But I felt like that one was so different and special, and I really liked the production and the openness of it. And so I got to work on that one, and then it is what it
Made it happen.
Yeah, we made it happen. And I was working on my verse, and I just remember kind of going to him for guidance and being like kind of unsure. I was definitely intimidated, obviously, because now he's not like, it's not the same Roddy. It's You know what I'm saying? It's the big Roddy. So I'm just
Post the box, Roddy.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I was definitely intimidated. So yeah, I was seeking his guidance while I was writing that verse, and he was super encouraging and was just like, do what you want to do what feels natural to you, just whatever comes out, whatever you feel like. I was like, am I being too poetic? Am I being too abstract? He was like, be whatever you want to be, do whatever you want to do. And that's exactly what I needed in that moment. So I'm super proud of, what came of it. And now we got Is It Real?
Now it's there.
And now it is. It's real.
It's funny because you just like gave me the alley-oop for my next question. So I was going to say, you're very poetic, very lyrical. So when you are having those writing sessions, do you have like a certain vibe that helps you, be your most creative self? Like, what does a writing session look like with Rosemarie?
Wow, that's a great question. And I feel like now more than ever it varies. I feel like I'm trying to push myself out of those comfort zones because I did start writing I was working, multiple jobs. I'm a single mom. So I would find time to write after work. It would mostly be like on my front porch at night. Then I transitioned obviously to, I was able to get studio time and then kind of grow that muscle working, writing in the studio. And then now recently, well, in the last few years, I've kind of grown the muscle of like working with co-writers and, more of like it being more of a collaborative process. So yeah, that particular session, like I mentioned, it was Roddy's session. I pulled up on him. And so that was already out of my comfort zone. You know what I mean? Cause it's just a rapper session and an R&B session.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a little bit different. I'm
Some
like,
different vibes.
yeah. And I'm super like, I feel like I'm at my most vulnerable state whenever I'm writing or creating something. So I like to have like the least amount of people possible for me to get to that vulnerable space. But yeah, he was nice enough to, in the studio, they sort of had like a separate room that he was like, you can go in there, catch a little vibe, hook me up with some speakers. I was able to just go in there and write. I had Ash with me, a couple of my people in there. And I was able to find sort of that comfort zone within like a separate space in the studio, and then was able to go back to him. And then I would call him and they're like, so like, here's what I got. And you know what I mean? So yeah, it's different each time. And like I said, I'm trying to open myself up to more, situation scenarios and kind of grow that muscle because I feel like I am most comfortable with the least amount of people possible and in my sort of bubble. But, so yeah, it's different every time. We're working on it. We're building it up.
Okay. And you have a really like unique original sound. And like you say, you've been doing this for a long time, What'd you say? Since before you could talk? Is that what you said? Yeah. Okay. So being in the industry now, especially being signed to a bigger label, how do you remain authentic? Because I know they try to like shape artists sometimes, but how do you continue to be who Rosemarie is?
That's a great question. I feel like I always have to credit the team of people around me. I've ended up with such an amazing team. Like I really feel like I hit the jackpot.
Nice.
So within my Bird Vision family, I feel like I'm very understood, heard, seen, felt. And above all, I'm trusted, and I'm listened to. And whenever I speak, I feel heard. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like transitioning into the Interscope situation, same thing. Like I've been blessed with the really great team that I feel like more than anything, it's like a co thing. It's never like a lead thing. We're like all in it together. I'm very open to suggestion. One thing about me, I'm a team player.
Okay.
Like I'm always here. I'm gonna always hear somebody out and always be open to suggestion. But ultimately, they really let me lead creatively and musically and the really big important choices. I feel like I'm able to have the room to make. So I'm super grateful because, I've heard that's not always the case.
Yeah.
I feel completely grateful for that. I feel so lucky.
For sure. So, a little bit more fun here. Who are some of your dream collabs?
This is a great question. I actually have a list on my phone. I'm gonna pull out my phone.
Okay, yeah,
Every
go
time I
ahead.
try to do something from memory, I was just asked this question not too long ago, and I will say Tizo Touchdown. I'm a huge fan of Tizo
Okay.
Touchdown. But let me just go off of my So this is a long list.
I love it though.
Rihanna,
Okay.
SZA, Rosalia, Lauryn Hill. I know that one's a big one. Kendrick, Dijon. Dijon is one of my all-time favorite artists. Shout out to Dijon. Who else? Kamari. I don't know if you're familiar with Kamari. Oh my gosh, he's so amazing. A Brief Nirvana. Yeah, he's great. Bad Bunny. You know,
Yeah.
A Boogie. Yeah, the list really goes on and on. 070 Shake. So yeah, those are some. Have
You-
fun with.
Your artist also reminded me that, you know, you're real unique in the sense that you also can do your thing in Spanish.
Oh yes,
Correct?
yes. So thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican, and hence why some of my dream collabs are with Latin artists. But yeah, so that's actually a great segue into me saying that I have a Spanish project locked and loaded, ready to
Ooh.
release towards the end of the year that I've been working hard on, that I'm super excited about. But yeah, I have one Spanish song on this last EP, Rock Paper Scissors Recut, called Aprovecha, and it's just super important for me as an artist to sort of start getting people used to that side of me personally and my artistry. But I definitely felt like I wanted to be in a comfortable place within R&B. R&B is my first love, my baby, my foundation. Like, you know what I mean? It's really just always held a special place in my heart and always will. But I really see myself being the type of artist that's like genreless. I feel like all artists are like, don't put me in a box.
Yeah.
Don't put me in a
For
but
sure.
it's really truly that for a creative. Like, so just in the future, you can expect me to start really experimenting a little bit more sonically, you know, Latin wise. So I'm super excited about that.
That was going to be my next question. What can we expect from you coming up?
Yeah, so you know that Spanish project is sitting, waiting, ready. I cannot wait. I'm so proud of this. The group of talent that I've been able to work with on that project is incredible. I feel so proud of it. And so yeah, just continuing to learn, grow, experiment. You know, I feel so blessed to be able to do this. So just really running it up.
Yeah.
Keep going, brick by brick, you know?
Period. Look, Rosemarie is definitely on the rise. You heard it here first. I don't care what Charlotte said. You heard it here first. Now let them know where they can find you, where they can find all your music, all that good stuff. Shout yourself out.
Thank you so much. So again, my name is Rosemarie. You can find me at Lil X Rosie, at LILXROSIE on all social media platforms. And I'm there. That's what it is. Rosemarie on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all that good stuff. Rock, Paper, Scissors, Recut, out now.
Period. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. You're such a light. You're so beautiful. I really appreciate your time. So thank you so much.
Thank you.